My name's Peter Lennon and this is Consultus Marketing. The last week I was in work, I received a shocking report and I thought I would share this with my subscribers on this channel. It's a report from a well-known company that documents consumer trends and economic influences in the economy, and the company is called Experian. What I want you to know is this report you may find somewhat shocking. It talks about the UK cost of living crisis in 2023, and some of the findings I'm sure you will find disturbing. As a business owner, it's important to understand how you can position yourself in a market that clearly is going to be very, very tough for the next 2 to 3 years. In fact, many pundits are actually saying that it is going to be the most difficult economic market they have seen for 70 years. So, I would like to talk you through the report. The UK is still in a deep cost of living crisis, and this has hit every household in the UK, irregardless of income groups, and it will continue to do so for the next 1 to 2 years. Let's ask what the impact of this is. Well, what we know so far is between 2021 and 2023, combining all socio-economic groups in the UK, we have seen a 19.68% drop in household discretionary disposable income. This is shocking. Inflation has more than doubled during 2022, and the official numbers, which I doubt are actually correct, show that it was at 11.1% as at the end of October. And this is truly shocking. This is October 2022, bear in mind. Inflation now, in October 2023, is about 7%. But in all reality, the true inflation is probably at 15 or 20% a year. So this is the highest level of inflation for 40 years. And the level of inflation has been particularly high in energy and food. And we know that poorer households spend a higher proportion of their income on the essentials, energy and food. However, there is some better news on the horizon. The Bank of England believe they can get inflation back down to 2% in 2024. This depends how much the government will need to spend to stimulate the economy and support local communities that are in desperate need of assistance from central government. We also know that wage inflation in the UK is averaging 6.5% as at September 2023. The crisis has polarised the financial resilience of UK households, and it is really going to affect the households with the least income as we progress into 2024. If we actually look at 2023 as a year, which now is almost over, across all socio-economic groups, we can see declines in disposable discretionary income. The most affluent groups, A and B, have seen a 14% decrease in their disposable income. They are less affected than the less affluent groups, as in the chart Group K has seen a 36% decline in their disposable income. This is because the wealthy spend less as a percentage of their income on food and energy than lower income households. So this polarises the economy into the haves and the have-nots, with the haves still being able to afford some luxuries because the impact on their overall disposable income is less than those groups at the bottom of the income distribution. If we further dig into 2023, what we can see is that some 30% of UK households, that's almost 9 million, are going to have real difficulty paying for the essentials. Whereas in contrast, the haves, as we so call it, the most affluent groups, will see still a large reduction in their disposable discretionary income, but this will average 20%. 34% of all UK households will see a 20% decrease in their disposable income, but they will still likely be able to spend on some luxuries, as opposed to the households at the bottom of the income scale, which will virtually have no spare income for any luxuries or anything. The risk of this will force them further into debt and will provide significant headwinds for the economy to counter as we progress into 2025, when we may see a recovery. If we look further at the UK's population by discretionary income band, we can get a better understanding of how badly the crisis will affect the population, and conversely how resilient some pockets, some communities in the UK will be. What we can see is by the end of 2023, the number of households with £1,000 per month or less to spend after paying all their bills will have nearly grown to 60% of all households. So, where are the financially resilient? Well, we will find out on the next slide the distribution of where these financially resilient communities are. But if we look to the table on the left, what we can see is that the increase in households that have between £0 and only £125 a month has doubled between 2021 and 2023. We can actually see that households who have more than £3,000 spare disposable income every month have actually increased from 14 to 18%. That's because the super rich buy assets, and when they buy assets, they are able to see the benefits of the price increases in inflation reflected in increasing their income, and therefore it offsets the increases in their energy and general food costs, which is why you see them getting even richer. And the only way this will be reversed in the UK is to reverse taxation policy. Interest rates will damage households in the middle of the economic scale. Those households that earn between those households that have discretionary disposable income of between £1,000 and £1,500 a month has declined by 2 percentage points between 2021 and 2023. So what we can see here is that the next income group, those that have between 1,500 and 3,000, have also decreased. So this shows that the middle classes, landlords, are being hit with high interest rates, and this is resulting in the transfer of wealth to the super rich. The interest rate policy needed to happen to defend our currency, because if our currency would have collapsed, we would have seen further inflationary pressures in the economy. But we do have to ask the question, is it time for a tax redistribution policy from the super rich to the rest of society? Because clearly we can see that this is unsustainable for any economy. We estimate that over 10 million households, this is Experian's report, so Experian estimate that over 10 million households, that's around 35% of the UK, will remain in good financial resilience and will have more than £2,000 a month spending power over the next 12 months. So the big question, where do they live? You will see on this slide a map of where those households live, and no surprises, the South East and London in particular sees a high density of these households. The City of London, Westminster, Kensington and Chelsea, Wandsworth, and into the home counties, St Albans, Richmond upon Thames, Elmbridge, and actually quite surprisingly Tower Hamlets. But this could be the parts of Tower Hamlets that are being gentrified very near to the city. So, yes, we do live in a divided country, and it's always been said, but the South East can weather economic downturns better than other regions of the country due to its population distribution. I hope you found this report useful, and if you would like to see more, you can Google the Experian cost of living predictions for 2023, which is what you see on the graphic on the right hand side here, and you can find out more and read more into these report findings. I hope you found this stream useful, and if you do, please can I ask you to like, share and subscribe. We will post regular content on macroeconomics and all things that us marketeers have to consider when trying to develop business proposals, maintain businesses and manage in an extremely difficult economic